Okay, in this section, 1-10, we are looking at more angle relationships. So we've got a diagram that we're looking at here with several lines intersecting together, rays coming out of this center point. And the first thing I want to point out to you is some notation. This symbol represents parallel, and this symbol represents perpendicular. And so if we look at our diagram, we see a 90-degree mark right here. And so we know that this is 90 degrees, and of course, two lines that cross at 90 degrees would be perpendicular. And so now I could say this line GH is perpendicular to this line AE. These two are perpendicular. They cross at 90 degrees. So make sure that we utilize these two symbols when appropriate. This one means parallel. This one means perpendicular. And so some of you might be saying, well, Coach, I don't see the full line here. Well, remember what we talked about in the very first lesson? Just because it's not drawn doesn't mean it's not there. Line GH is there. The line extends past where the drawing of the ray ends. So don't forget about that. All right, let's take a look at the first problem. It says the measure of EHF, 9x plus 5, the measure of angle FHG, 3x plus 1, and we want to find the measure of EHF. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is locate the two angles that they've given me, EHF. Let's trace it out. EHF. EHF is from here to here. Okay, so it's important to locate where those angles are that they've given you so that you can see what the relationship is so that you can create the equation that you need. So FHG, let's see where that is. FHG is here. Okay, so now I see the two angles that they've given to me. And so again, I've got to take a look at the relationship between those two angles to see what equation I could create. Now, in the last lesson, all the ones that we looked at were equal. So here's the first question. Are these two equal? Do I just set this equal to this and that's my equation? So the question is, do we know that these two are the same? Well, if they told us that ray HF bisected this angle, then yes, we would know that they were the same. But they don't tell us that, and there's no other indication to say that these two are the same. We don't know that for sure. So in this case, we can't just say this equals this. We've got to come up with something else. So we don't know that they're equal, but what do we know? Okay, so take a look at the two of them together. Don't they add up to 90 degrees? When I take this one and add it together with this one, doesn't it make a full 90 degrees? So by the angle addition postulate, we know that this angle plus this angle adds up to 90. Okay, because remember, angle addition postulate, the big angle is equal to the sum of its parts. And so what I can write is the first angle. So what's the first angle? 9x plus 5 plus the second angle, which is 3x plus 1, has got to add up to 90. So there's the equation that I'm going to use. So remember, they're not equal in this case, but they do add up to 90. All right? And so that's the equation that I'm going to go ahead and solve. So all the x's are already on the same side. I just need to combine them together. 9x plus 3x will give me 12x. 5 plus 1 will make 6. Equals 90. I can move the 6 to the other side. 12x equals to 90 minus 6. Remember, when it goes across, it's got to change sign. That's what we've been working on now during this pretty much whole unit. So 12x is equal to 84. And I'm ready now to divide it by 12. And then that'll leave me with x is equal to 7. Which of course is not my right answer, because what did they ask me for? EHF. Now you will have some problems where it says find x. And if it says find x, you're done here. But if it says find something else, you got to find that something else. So that something else in this case is angle EHF. I need to find its measure. Well, they give me EHF in terms of x, so I can now plug 7 in here. And so I need to do 7 times 9 is 63, plus 5 will give me 68 as my correct answer. All right, so again, find the relationship that will allow you to make an equation, solve that equation for x, plug the x into the right place to get the answer that they've asked you for. Okay, let's try another one. All right, so in this one, they've actually given me 3 angles to look at. AHB, let me find that one. AHB is from here to here. I'm going to erase these other 2 that we used in the last problem so we don't get confused. Okay, so AHB, there's the first angle. Where's the next one? BHC. So angle BHC, trace it out. It's from here to here. That's the second angle. Let's go for the third one. CHE, let's see where that is. CHE is from here to here. Okay, so there's 3 angles that they've given me this time. All right, so again, I want to see what the relationship between those 3 angles is so that I can create an equation that I can solve for x. So let's look at these 3 angles. So there's nothing to indicate that any 2 are equal to each other, but they do all 3 add up to something. Take a look at this. If I take the first one and the second one and the third one all together, then what do you notice? Okay, you should notice that it creates a half a circle. And of course, we already know that a half of circle is how many degrees? If a whole circle is 360, then half of a circle is 180. So I know that all 3 of these angles added together form half a circle, or they add up to 180. So that's going to be my equation. So I'm going to take all 3 of these, 4x plus 5 plus the next one, 3x minus 15 plus the next one, 3x plus 20. And I know that all of these now, okay, will add up to 180 degrees because they make half a circle. Okay, so again, based on the diagram, I know the angle relationship is that they add up to 180. So now I've got an equation I need to solve. All the x's are on the same side. I just need to add them together. 4x plus 3x is 7x, plus another 3x is 10x. Need to add the regular numbers together. 5 minus 15 is negative 10, plus 20 is plus 10. You can use a calculator to help you add those together if you need to and subtract them. Equals to 180. So now I need to move the 10 over to the other side. So that'll be 10x is equal to 180 minus 10, because remember the whole idea is to get x by itself. 10x is equal to 170. And now I'm ready to divide by 10, divide by 10. And we got x is equal to 17. But once again, not the answer, because they asked me for AHB. And so I need to take the 17 and plug it in here. All right, so I need to do 4 times 17, which is 68, I believe. And then plus 5 would add up to 73. All right? And so, again, we set up our equation based on their relationship. We use that equation to solve for x. And then we use that x to plug into the angle that they have asked me for to get the full answer. All right? One more problem we want to look at. Okay, so once again, they have given me 3 angles. I want to find out where they are. CHD is the first one. CHD. So I'm going to erase the other ones to make way for the new problem. So CHD is from here to here. There's the first one. Okay. BHD. BHD. Now BHD is from here all the way over to here. BHD. So I notice I already have some overlap. And BHC. BHC is from here to here. Okay, BHC is from here to here. So look at the 3 angles that they have given me. Look at the 3 angles that they have given me. Okay. I don't see any 2 that would be equal. They don't all add up to 180 because they don't make half a circle. There's no half a circle formed here. But remember, by the angle addition postulate, I do know that this one plus this one adds up to the big one. So the 2 smaller ones add up to the big one, and that's the equation that I'm going to create. So remember BHD is the big one. All right? So BHD is the big one, so these other two smaller ones are going to add up to the big one. So I'm going to go 3x plus 5 plus the other small one, x plus 15, equals the big one, which was 5x minus 7. All right? And so here's our equation. Now let's solve it. Okay. Now on the first side, I can go ahead and combine some x's together. 3x plus x will make 4x. 5 plus 15 will make 20. And on this side, there's nothing to combine. We'll just write it back. Now we want all of our x's on one side and the regular numbers on the other side. So I'll go 4x minus 5x. When it comes across, it's going to change sign. What's staying put? -7. Notice I had to keep the same sign. It was minus. It has to stay minus because it's not traveling across. The 20 is traveling across. It'll change from plus to minus. So you got to keep your sign straight. If you make one sign mistake, you end up missing the whole thing. So now, what's 4x minus 5x? That's -x. -1x. If I just write x, that means 1x. And then now here, -7 minus 20 is -27. Now remember, I'm looking for x, not -x. So if -x equals -27, then what does positive x equal? Positive 27. All right? Once again, not the answer. I've got to plug into BHC. I've got to take 27 and plug into BHC. All right, so I need to go 27 times 3. So I'll go 27 times 3. All right, so that's 81, and I need to add how much to that? Add another 5 to that, plus 5 gives me 86 is my correct answer. And so there you go, 86. Okay, so again, make sure you set up the equation based on the relationship, solve it for x, use that x to plug into the right place. This one's number 5 on your quiz, by the way. You may want to make a note of that. You already have one of your answers, okay? And your quiz is waiting for you in Canvas.